Main Street all the way down to Good Hope Road. The northbound side got some slowdowns from Mayfair Road up to Burleigh, and then again north of Capitol Drive heading to Hampton. And then, of course, we've got our backups heading westbound on 894 from before Forest Home through the Hale all the way up to National. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, breezy, a slight chance for showers, a high of 68. Tonight, slight chance for lakeside showers, mostly cloudy otherwise, a low of 57. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Brust and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Have you ever seen Reggie's Prayer?
I'm familiar with Reggie's Prayer. Reggie's Prayer.
Yes.
Which was a movie from the 90s that, were you in it?
No, Brett and Holmgren.
I know Brett was in
and
it.
Holmgren's scene in the movie was the best part of the movie.
Hey, you're the new coach. Told you. Told you. First game?
20 minutes of kickoff.
MC Hammer's in that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Miyagi's in that movie? How?
Yeah.
The Big Show's in that movie?
Star-studded cast.
Yeah, that's a star-studded cast.
What was the premise of this movie?
I don't really know.
20 minutes. Yep. Been here 17 years. Bert's been here 3.
Well, okay, I guess I got to get going. We got a game.
Do you guys want to guess at the lifetime gross of Reggie's Prayer from 1996?
$7,000.
1.2 million.
$52,000.
My son and I invented a football play a few years ago. Here.
1979?
Yeah, Coach Carney was a busy fella. Busy guy. I call it the left coast special.
Looks like the quarterback option.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latt.
Alex Strofe is our dozen sub of the day today. On a Wendorf Wednesday, I'm Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Now, you were not alive for that 1996 Super Bowl run.
I was not.
Are you aware that there was a movie called Reggie's Prayer?
As of about 42 seconds ago, yes.
Okay, so you, before hearing that open and Chewy talking about the Reggie's Prayer, you were unfamiliar.
Unfamiliar, yes.
Okay, all right.
Now, as we've talked about many times, my movie knowledge certainly not up to snuff.
Well, no, but I'm assuming
with.
when it comes to like these random Packer movies that get made, like I know Willie and
I've never
Tausch.
seen Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect, the movies? What does that have to do with anything?
Strange thing to
Well,
mention.
wasn't like Clay Matthews and
Oh, yeah, okay,
Bakhtiari
yeah. They
in that?
made like a cameo.
Okay, well, I've never seen it.
Yeah, but
Doesn't that count?
I guess. I mean, I was more talking about these random movies.
Sure.
That happen. Like
What's the
I
new
know
one that just came out?
Wildy. So that's the thing. Wildy and Tausch always talk about the 60-yard line because I believe Tausch is in that one. And you know, so I still have not seen the 60-yard line.
Gonna be honest, probably never will.
So you've never seen it either.
No.
Thanks for being honest, Josh.
And even though you are, I mean, of everybody on the show, I would say you're the most closest affiliated with Wildy and Tausch.
Uh-huh.
And you haven't felt guilty for not watching it.
No.
Okay, all right. And then there was the one last year that came out, or maybe it was earlier this year. It was like, I feel like it was out for a week, and it was distributed by Culver's and had Coach, a.k.a. Craig T. Nelson, as one of the stars. Like, he literally bets his farm on the Packers winning a Super Bowl. I believe the premise of that movie was. We haven't seen those either.
I have not seen that. No.
Okay. All right. Josh, you did not watch that one either.
Nope. Again, no disrespect to Coach or Culver's.
I mean, Coach, A, phenomenal TV show.
Yeah.
B, Culver's, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Everybody has a Culver's order. Everybody knows what it is.
Yep. Don't think I'll be viewing that.
Okay. I don't even know where to find. Like, I don't even know the name of the movie in order to find it.
Isn't it called like Bet the Farm? Or
No,
am I making that up?
I think you're making that up. I think that was like one of the taglines in the trailer. That like again, because once you saw the trailer, you're like, "What is this? What am I looking at?" But I'm just saying,
it is called Green and Gold.
Green and Gold.
Yep. Came out in January.
How many other football or even just sports franchises? And maybe there are more because these are obviously low budget films.
Yeah.
How many other teams do you think have this many random movies associated with their teams? Like Reggie's prayer, the 60-yard line in green and gold.
I mean, that's
I feel like it's pretty unique to us.
That's what makes the Green Bay Packers America's team, Gabriel.
Again, I don't think that they're making Washington Commander movies like this.
I would think it's a smart thought by you.
Think people in Jacksonville would care if they made a 60-yard line? Tony Baselli starring? Like, I don't even know who they put in that thing.
Maurice Jones-Drew might make a cameo, yeah. Yeah, no. The answer's no.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, again.
Well, and the point being, obviously, we love our team. We love the Green Bay Packers. And it seems like there's just been a Jordan Love discourse going on ever since the game on Sunday. And, there's a portion of the fan base that wants to really criticize Jordan Love. There's a portion of the fan base that wants to defend his every last breath and he can do no wrong. Right? Oh, you should be able to look past this interception. I kind of live in the middle where, hey, I want Jordan Love to be really good. I want Jordan Love to be a Hall of Fame level quarterback because he's the quarterback of my favorite team. But that doesn't mean when he makes mistakes, you can't point them out. And I feel like Dan Orlovsky a couple of days ago this was on Get Up, made a really good point that I think really encapsulates where we're at right now with Jordan Love.
You have to take care of the football. And how many times have we talked about with Jordan Love? He always has these critical turnovers, especially the first half.
I don't mind the aggressive ones. I really don't. I don't mind the aggressive.
But you got to know in this game.
That's not an aggressive.
That's not
turnover.
aggressive.
Yes, and in this game,
right?
Like I remember years ago, the first game of the season, it was the Bills and the Jets. And it might have been when Aaron got hurt.
It was the night.
And I remember, like, Josh, you got to grow up. Like that's an immature performance. And I feel yesterday, Jordan Love is my MVP pick. I feel like someone's got to be like, we got to grow up. You can't throw that ball. It's 3rd and 3. The worst thing to do is give that offense a short field. The Packers defense, to Micah's credit, was phenomenal yesterday. And they had skunked the Browns offense. Jordan, you got to grow up and not give that ball away because you give them the ball, you give them the ball in the short field, you give them life, and all of a sudden the game flips.
I could not agree with Dan Orlovsky more there because Jordan does have a propensity to throw these kind of, and again, the stuff I saw on social media, well, we watched Brett Favre throw these interceptions for years.
Right.
Yeah. And
it.
Chewy has told the story multiple times of the coaching staff getting together and going, hey, should we put Brunell in? Hey, maybe it's time. Like, yeah, he's got a lot of talent, but he's got to take care of the football. He's got to be better. And I'm not sitting here going, oh, should we put Malik Willis in? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not saying that. But if I'm saying if he makes a mistake, he can be criticized. It's not that big of a deal if the quarterback gets criticized because I can't agree more with that. He does have to grow up. And to illustrate further his point about the aggressiveness and the aggressive interceptions, the interception that was returned for a touchdown but then called back in the Detroit game.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that play.
Agreed.
Like it was that Branch who made the play?
Yep.
First of all, that dude's phenomenal.
It's a very good play.
Right?
Yeah.
Like as Frank Winters always said, hey, they get paid too. So he made a phenomenal play. Literally had to make a diving interception to make that play. Stuff like that happens. I have more of an issue with the ball that wasn't intercepted when he's kind of lobbed it out into the flat. Where really the intended receiver, I guess, was Anzalone for the Lions because he was the only person who had a chance to catch it. And it's that decision that even though that's not an interception, you're going, that's kind of weird. And then he throws the interception that ultimately brings the Browns back into the game on Sunday in Cleveland. And I could not agree with Dan Orlovsky more. Like, hey, interceptions are going to happen. I get it. But can we cut down on these just baffling decisions that seemingly happen about once a game? You're going, that was weird. Mm-hmm. That doesn't fit with everything else that's been going around here. But it's a part of growing. It's a part of maturing. And if Jordan Love grows and matures, hopefully from this decision, because it ultimately was part of a chain reaction of events that cost the Packers this game, I'm cool with that interception happening. But we gotta stop seeing these happen seemingly once a game where you're going, the hell was that?
That's the point I was about to get on. It seems like once or twice a game through the first 2 years now plus with Jordan Love as the starter, you have a throw where you go, what? I'm not seeing it. And again, I'm not paid $55 million to be an NFL quarterback. I'm drinking a beer on my couch, but I'm looking at that going, I don't know about that. And again, I want to make it clear because when we criticize Jordan Love, it's not us indicating how we feel about him as a quarterback. I think you and I would agree. He's a good quarterback.
He has proven through 2 years of being a quarterback in the NFL that he is a very capable NFL starter.
Yes.
This year, to me, for Jordan, is how high is that ceiling? How high can you play? What level can you play at over the course of 17 games as your third year as a starter? How high can you raise that ceiling? And how consistently can you get there?
I would say that was the goal last year. But obviously he dealt with a slew of injuries, and I don't think we ever saw the true ceiling for Jordan Love. And I would say already through 3 weeks this year, we've seen 2 really good games, and we've seen a fine game with a bad decision at the end of the game against Cleveland. He was fine most of that game.
Which, again, I am fine with hey, Jordan was hurt last year. And in part, learning to play through injury, especially at that position, is a skill. And I think you have to kind of learn. And how can I still be a really productive player even when I'm dealing with injury? And even though you may not suffer that injury again, you kind of learn how to do it. I mean, obviously, Brett did it very famously. Yeah. Aaron did it and didn't get as much credit as Brett did, but Aaron still played through a slew of injuries and was still able to play at an incredibly high level. And I think, again, that is something that you have to learn. So I look at last year of, okay, they took a step forward as a team. Jordan, you were hurt, but hopefully now you know how to play hurt. And you can still be a very productive Jordan Love, even if you suffer another injury down the road. So I'm cool with that learning moment. And again, I'm going to be cool with this interception. I'm going to be cool with the one that was intercepted against the Lions with Anzalone, as long as we start moving forward and look, it's about the consistency of it too.
Correct.
Because even the best quarterbacks, even Aaron Rodgers, who has the best touchdown to interception ratio in NFL history, there were a couple of times in Aaron Rodgers' career you went, the hell was that?
Yeah. Very few and far between.
Few and far between. But that's what I'm saying. You got to cut down on the frequency of these. Mm-hmm. And when you cut down on the frequency of them, that's when you can start to reach that ceiling that we're talking about when it comes to Jordan.
Correct. And, I was very bothered on Monday for a several reasons. Obviously, losing to the Browns happened to be the main reason, but then my frustration on that came out on everything else. But there was that stat floating around that said Jordan Love hadn't thrown an interception in 9 games.
Well, because it was a regular season stat.
I know, and that was my issue with it. It was a regular season stat. He threw 3 interceptions in the game against Philadelphia, including 1 or 2 where you went, what are we doing here? Mm-hmm. And it happened the year prior in the divisional round against San Francisco where you threw that late interception.
Yeah, 5 interceptions in your last 2 playoff games, not great.
It's not a great stat. Right? And that's where the growing up and the maturity and the maturation needs to happen overall, Gabe. And I got to be honest, I just wanted to say maturation. I think that's a fun word. So all in all,
Is that part of your maturation process?
Yes, indeed. Calling myself out when I use words just because I think they're fun. I believe Jordan Love to be a good quarterback, maybe even a very good quarterback in the National Football League. I think that is the trajectory he's on and the level he's already on, and I think he's proven through now 2+ years as a starter.
I mean, just as a comparison, some of the guys around the same time, some of the guys that he signed massive contracts with, like the Dolphins are asking questions about Tua, right? Jacksonville asking questions about Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
And questions of like, hey, is this really going to be our guy? That's not the question I'm asking of Jordan Love.
I don't think anybody is. I mean, outside of a few texters and commenters who say, well, he's a backup, which we got that call yesterday.
Yeah, and again, there's always going to be that fringe in every fan base, right? Like that's going to try to call out, that's going to call out the quarterback or whatever player that we all know is good. And Jordan Love obviously is better than a backup quarterback. But
significantly better, I would argue.
Oh, yeah, because he is, without it, if the Packers released him today, he's starting in a lot of places tomorrow, right? So he's good enough, but the question is, can you raise that level? He came into this year as a top 12-ish quarterback, probably fringe top 10 just on the outside. Can you get to the point where you're consistently playing well enough, where you're inside that top 10, where you make Dan Orlovsky right, and you're an MVP candidate at the end of the season? That's the challenge for Jordan Love this year. And again, this is one bad game. I'm not giving up on Jordan Love.
Was it a bad game?
I'm not claiming he's trash like some people have thought that we claimed on Monday. That's not what I'm saying.
Nobody's saying that.
I'm not saying he was trash. It was a trash decision. Made one of them, and it was at a really bad time.
Was it a bad game for him?
Wasn't a good game.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't argue and sit here outside of the interception. It was a good game.
I
thought
would
it was
say-
a completely fine.
No, I would say it was a bad game.
Okay.
With that interception and a couple of the decisions he made, like at the end of the third quarter when he decided to snap it and then made it worse by not throwing the ball away and just taking a big sack.
Yeah. Running backwards.
Yeah. And losing 11, 12 yards for no reason. Didn't have to happen.
12 might be generous.
So I think it was a bad game for Jordan.
Okay.
And bad games happen.
Yeah.
How do you bounce back from them? That's now the next step from Jordan.
Well,
you're going to have this bad game. Do you bounce back and play well?
The good news is they are playing the defense that has allowed the most points this year through 3 weeks in the Dallas Cowboys. So kind of a natural opportunity for them to bounce back, I would say.
They have made so many bad quarterbacks look good.
Yes.
And we're 3 weeks into
Russell
the season.
Wilson has been benched through 3 weeks.
2 weeks
and
ago.
he threw 500 yards on them.
2 weeks ago, set a career high in passing yards for a single game.
Jordan Love might throw for 1,000 yards on something.
I'm licking my chops when we get. Well, I guess I won't be on Green Bay game day this Sunday, but put me down for a best bet of whatever the over under for Matthew Golden
I can
is.
do that for you.
Just go ahead and mark me down there. Cheez-It, the legendary snack cracker. It's now available as a frozen pizza. Each crust is a giant original Cheez-It flavored cracker crust that is square shaped, ultra thin, super crispy, and the perfect amount of Cheez-It flavor. Look, of course, there was going to be a square pizza. It has to be. That's what Cheez-It is. But when you're trusting Palermo's to come up with a creative pizza using Cheez-It as the crust, you know it's going to be fantastic. So keep an eye out. It's Italian 4 cheese, cheddar jack supreme, and pepperoni are the flavors you can get with the original Cheez-It pizza. And it's got one of the shortest bake times. You go from freezing to cheesing in as few as 8 minutes. Find Cheez-It frozen pizza in your favorite grocer's frozen pizza section.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We're starting to see some delays northbound on 4394 coming out of the Plainfield curve all the way up to Oklahoma Avenue. Westbound 94 backed up from 17th Street through the Stadium interchange. Eastbound, you got backups right now coming out of the Barker Road area towards Brookfield Road, and then again from 84th Street to about Hawley Road. Southbound 43 a little bit slow from just about Bender Road to Silver Spring. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy, breezy, a slight chance for showers, a high of 68. Tonight, slight chance for lakeside showers, mostly cloudy, a low of 57. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
AccuTrans offers a variety of transportation and hospitality services for conventions and events of any size, providing airport transportation, hotel shuttles, individual transfers, and even on-site greeters. What could be better? Private transportation is made simple with AccuTrans Group. Get a quote, make a reservation, and enjoy the ride. To book a car today, visit the online portal or email info@accutransgroup.com. That's info@accutransgroup.com.
With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
We have had great offenses around here for a long time. And we've sat there, can the defense be good enough? And we have #fired every coordinator on defense we've seen.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
We don't need no more fire. The hashtag guys, because Jeff Hafley ain't going to get, you're not going to get hashtagged with Haf because he's been an absolute home run hire.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Wisconsin sports fans, Brian Balaga here from my friends at Surfside. Football season is back, and we're bringing you your tailgate must-have. There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your home team. Made with real vodka and real brewed tea, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Ask for it at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and the Pickler Menominee Falls is now open. Your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts with unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics all included in your membership. Sign up today for open play spots or check out Learn to Play sessions and clinics. Members get 4 clinics a month included. Memberships start at just $119 a month. Check out all the options at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com. And I'll see you on the court.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You called them a white
someone
stiff
else.
earlier.
From one white stiff to another. I'm pretty well versed in the realm of stiffs.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Just let me cry a little bit longer.
So talking about Jordan Love, and just quick apologies to anybody out there who's trying to get a hold of us on that Carpless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776. The text portion of that currently down. So if you've been texting, I don't know if the website that we use is collecting them and I'll see them later, or if they're just getting sent back. But right now, the text portion of the Talk and Text line is not functioning. But you can always, throw your hat in the ring when it comes to the YouTube chat, or you can just give us a call at 800-990-3776. When it comes to Jordan Love, he has been the main engine of this offense, because I saw a stat, and Joshy, you can continue to point this one out and have thrown it in there. We have not talked about it. You've thrown it into the document where we kind of procure a lot of the topics that we talk about on this show. And there is one stat through 3 games that is just a little surprising, just a little shocking. So Next Gen Stats has a statistic, an advanced statistic called rush yards over expected. And it's basically, again, telling you, hey, 0 is, hey, that's what's expected of you. Anything over that is you ran better than what was blocked.
Yeah, it measures how many more yards a running back gained than an average runner would in that same situation. They use tracking data, game situation, all of that to determine those numbers.
Josh Jacobs dead last in the NFL with rush yards over expected at -53. So he is getting less yards than expected. And again, this factors in the offensive line. I'm not making an excuse for the offensive line.
Yeah.
Has not been good.
No.
They've ran against some pretty heavy boxes, but even in those situations, Josh Jacobs is not getting the yards that are expected out of him according to Next Gen Stats through 3 games.
Did we need Next Gen Stats to confirm that? Because I think
it helps. I think for the average fan, it's just, especially after watching the offensive line and the crappy performance that they put together on Sunday, I think it's easy to go, oh, Josh Jacobs isn't getting going this year because of the bad offensive line, when in reality, it's both. Josh Jacobs and the offensive line have both been terrible through 3 games.
But I would say the opportunity's been plentiful, right? When you think about that Detroit game, what do you have in the first half? Less than 10 yards? In a game they were dominating from start to finish. And obviously he got going a little bit in that second half against Detroit.
It's probably his best half that he's played.
Washington, he was good.
He wasn't good.
He had a lot of carries.
Yeah, he had a lot of carries. But
he carried the ball like 25 times.
When your yards per carry is below 4, I can't say that you're good.
That's fair.
Can't say that was a good performance.
And then, Sunday against Cleveland, he couldn't do anything.
16 carries for 30 yards.
That is less than 2 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm.
So that is half of what you look at as maybe a decent marker.
Yeah.
So that
I know you're worried.
Yeah, you're worried.
Yeah. I'm not that worried, guys.
Here's the thing I'm more
concerned.
But here's the thing I'm actually worried about. I don't love the help behind him. Right? Emmanuel Wilson's fine. We've talked plenty on the show when I've filled in about my feelings towards Emmanuel Wilson over the years. I'm an Emmanuel Wilson fan, but do I view him as like damn, they've got a really good 1-2 punch? Chris Brooks is a glorified fullback / kind of sometimes receiver, and Marshawn Lloyd can't stay on the field. So when you look at a team who, at least in last year, in Jacob's first year with the Packers, seemed like they used the rush to open up the pass, and it worked a lot of the time last year for the Packers. It hasn't worked through 3 games. And sometimes you go, okay, well, let's mix it up. Let's get Emmanuel Wilson in there, or let's get Marshawn Lloyd in there. Give Jacobs a blow, and then hopefully he can rip off a big run when he comes back in. That's really not a viable option here in 2025. So, yeah, there's some concern to how dominant Josh Jacobs can be when we view him. And I think entering the season, fairly enough, we viewed him as a top 5 running back in the league.
I do want to add context to this. In 2024, with that same stat, rush yards over expected, Josh Jacobs had 217. That put him in company with Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Bijan Robinson, Chuba Hubbard, Bucky Irving were all in that.
It's decent company.
Yeah. So a lot of the running backs who played really well last year, that's where Josh Jacobs was living. Here's my problem. Am I concerned yet? No. Am I monitoring this? Yes. Like if we were doing the Seinfeld scale on this, I think I'd be a little stressed.
Okay.
Because running backs.
I'm a little stressed.
Oh, I'm stressed.
Running backs can fall off without notice very quickly. I know this is just 3 games.
Yeah.
But if this is something that continues against Dallas, if it's something that continues against Cincinnati out of the bye, this becomes concerning. Because especially those two teams, because those 2 teams stink on defense. And this, again, it's just worth monitoring. This is somebody who has, even though he's only 27, carried the rock a lot. Whether it was last year here in Green Bay or his previous time when healthy in Las Vegas for the Raiders. It's just, maybe he's fine.
What do you need?
But knowing what I know about running backs and the history of running backs in the NFL and how quickly they can fall off, this becomes a little concerning.
I just got to know what you need then. Is it a 100-yard game? Wipe the hands clean. We're good. We're back.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be a 100-yard game, but I mean,
average more than 4 yards a carry.
Again, 4 yards, starting at 4 yards a carry, and having a couple of those games would be nice.
3.5, 3.7, 1.9 through 3 games this year.
Woof.
Yeah, 1.9 is very bad.
And again, if he cannot recapture that form, then the Packers have to pivot, like they had to pivot once Jordan Love got injured last year. Because you can't build your offense around a running game if you can't get 4 yards a carry.
You can't build your offense around a running game if you don't have a running game, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. So, again, maybe he's fine, and it's just off. He's a slow start. It's not a big deal. And that's what I'm hoping it is. But it's now crept up. I didn't think I was going to have to worry about this at all this year. And now it's kind of creeping up the list of, okay, again, I got to keep an eye on this now. Is this just a bad start, or is this a sign of something else? And it makes me just a little bit concerned for that running game. Again, maybe he's fine. Maybe he goes off and has 200 yards against Dallas this week.
And then you wipe the hands clean and you put it in the back pocket.
If you're looking for a new car, truck, or SUV, take the nearest exit. And look, it doesn't have to be far because Ewald is everywhere. Ewald Automotive 2025 model year clearance pricing. Save over $14,000 or get 0% financing. All makes, all models over 720. 25s in stock with model year clearance pricing. And with the Ewald low price guarantee, they will beat your best price on a new vehicle by $500 or they give you $500 cash. It's only at the Ewald Model Year Clearance Sales event. When they're gone, they're gone. Ewald makes it easy. It all starts at ewaldauto.com. Adam Schefter.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, we got some debris on 94 northbound at Drexel, so watch out for that. They may have to close off some lanes. It's tire debris kind of all over the place. They may have to sweep that stuff out of the way. On northbound 4394, we got backups coming out of the Mitchell interchange all the way up past Oklahoma Avenue. Westbound 94, we do have a crash at Mitchell Boulevard. The left lane is blocked, so that means we got backups all the way back into the Marquette. On the eastbound side, slowing down from just past Highway F all the way past Barker Road. And then again from 92nd Street through the stadium, interchange to 35th. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Partly cloudy skies, breezy, a slight chance for showers, a high of 68. Tonight, slight chance for lakeside showers, mostly cloudy, a low of 57. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Milwaukee College Prep, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dream. Join me, Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 23rd at Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall, and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education is accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee. Enjoy food, drinks, and a chance to learn more. Purchase tickets at 2025. TakeAstand.GiveSmart.com. That's 2025. TakeAstand.GiveSmart.com.
The vibrant fall colors and cooler temperatures make for great days out on the golf course. The Island invites you to experience the best of fall golf with late season rounds at Sweetgrass or Sage Run. Fall golf rates run through the end of the 2025 season, with tee time starting at $75 and stay and play packages from $125. And submit your 2026 golf package request early to guaranteed choice dates. Plan your fall golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com.
Discover Proof Pizza at St. Kate the Arts Hotel in the heart of Milwaukee's Theater District. This modern pizzeria delivers Neapolitan-style pies, a bold grill menu, and old-school hospitality in a sleek, art-inspired setting. Whether you're craving a quick lunch or a relaxed evening bite, Proof Pizza is your go-to downtown destination. Dine in, unwind, and savor flavor that hits just right. And here's a tip. If you mention Jen Latta, you'll receive 10% off your order. Learn more at stkatearts.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
A rivalry that dates back decades. It's the Green Bay Packers. It's the Dallas Cowboys coming up on Sunday Night Football. Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones joined 105.3 The Fan in Dallas on Tuesday and was asked if there's a little bit extra juice for this game as Micah Parsons returns to Dallas.
I do. I've said this time and time again. I think the world of Mike, and I might say I wish him well, except it's obvious I don't this weekend.
Audio courtesy 105.3 The Fan. Bulletin board material, anybody? Packers Cowboys Sunday Night Football. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Concerned about fraud? Tri-City's got your back. Use debit card alerts. Help stop a card hack. You'll get notified when your card's being used so you can prevent your account from abuse. Tri-City National Bank, member FDIC.
Everyone's go-to source for all NFL news.
And we're going to get right to some breaking news here that just came down. This tweet from Adam Schefter.
Adam's on the phone. Adam, you have more news? What do you got?
They're going with another move. And here is the man who knows all, Adam Schefter.
And Joshy's biggest fan.
It's nice to see Josh at the big boy table. Thank you, everybody. Keep up the good work, Josh.
It's ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter on JGC is sponsored by Island Resort and Casino. Gaming, casual, and fine dining. 2 golf courses, a luxury spa, and live entertainment. Your total experience is at the Island. Also brought to you by Tony Wendorf and Associates. First Weber Real Estate Services. The real estate MVPs of Wisconsin. Get started today at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Yeah, that really started last week, the week of Joshy. So, Adam, I know you're a big fan of Joshy, and maybe you're the number one fan, but you have competition in that fan club with Brewers COO Marty Ronsky. She also loves Joshy, professed her love for Joshy on our show last week. So, just know you've got some competition in that fan club.
Well, that's the way it goes. I'm happy to compete for Josh's love and
Appreciate you, Adam. You're the best.
Does Adam know the big news?
We all could love him. I mean, that's possible. I mean, that's the way it goes, and he's deserving and worthy of all the praise and love that he gets.
All right, there we go. And some more love for our producer, Josh DiMaggio.
Executive producer.
Executive producer
Got the
here at
promotion.
ESPN Milwaukee. So, Shefty.
Before you ask me anything.
Yeah.
Being that Jen's gone, we could go heavy duty into the Ryder Cup team.
Okay,
right?
look.
That's what I heard.
Look, had the Packers not lost to the Browns, I was fully prepared to just make this a Ryder Cup segment. Because, I mean, again, Sunday's kind of tough with the singles, but I'm guessing you're diving headfirst into Ryder Cup action and just paying attention all day Friday and Saturday.
You know, listen, I love golf during the season when I'm following it and tracking it and have my pool going, and I'll be paying attention, but I'm not going to be consumed with it. And maybe that's un-American, and maybe that's not the way a great golf fan would be. But I just feel like once football season starts, my focus is in one place.
So when you're sitting there on NFL Countdown on Sunday, there's not going to be a screen somewhere that has some of these singles matches on. It's just going to be all NFL games as you're sitting there and everybody's kicking off at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern?
Not only will there not be a screen on the Ryder Cup, but I would say that there'll probably be a screen on the Vikings Steelers in Dublin. That's what there'll be a screen.
That's right. Forgot about that.
So no, I would imagine that I'll watch some Ryder Cup on Friday and Saturday. Definitely, I'd like to do that. But on Sunday, you know what? We go into a viewing room where we watch the games, me and my colleagues, and I think there's 8 TVs in front of us, and then there's some TVs to the sides. Maybe they'll put the Ryder Cup on to the side. Maybe I'll glance up a couple of times, but my focus will be on football.
Well, is there anybody else who is? Because I consider you a golf nut at this point, Adam. Like as much as we've talked golf on this show, is there anybody else that's a part of the crew that's in there watching those games that's also a golf nut? That look, we got to pay attention to these games. They are the most important thing. But maybe one of those side TVs, just kind of keep an eye and see how just our guy Scotty Scheffler's doing in a singles match.
Well, we're in New York City, and it's kind of a smaller room, and it's the guys from Countdown, so it'll be Greeny. Greeny will have interest in Ryder Cup.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say, Greeny's a golf guy.
Greeny will have some interest in Ryder Cup, but he usually only stays for a half, and then he goes home and watches the second half with his family. But the Jets are Monday night, so I don't know how that's going to impact him. Rex, I don't think he's a big golf. Randy Moss, not a big golf guy. Teddy, I don't think a big golf guy. Alex Smith might have interest, but not a big golf guy. So I don't think there'll be any clamoring. Now, if I were in Bristol, where we used to, in that room, Chris Berman definitely would have a team Ryder Cup, definitely. And, I'd be happy to have it there. But, again, like I said, once football season starts, that's where my focus kind of goes.
All right.
Yeah, if you've got a football question, if you want to go to a football question, I think we've dominated enough of the golf talk here with Adam Schefter.
I am surprised by that, though.
Hold on. So who's going to win?
Oh, I've got Team USA 16-12.
16-12, huh? Why 16-12? And who's going to play well?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think Scotty's going to play well. I have really high hopes for Cameron Young. I think he's going to be really good for Team USA. And maybe it's just my friends, Adam, but they don't seem to believe in J.J. Spawn the way I believe in J.J. Spawn. He has quietly been one of the best Americans all year long. He is a ball-striking machine. I think he's going to play really well for Team USA. So those are my top 3 guys for the U.S. squad.
J.J. Spawn's pretty clutch. I could see that happening. And Morikawa has been pretty good in competitions like these. He's had a pretty good history, as has JT. But so do some of the Europeans, so we'll see how that goes. We now can go on to the football part of the program.
I don't understand the scoring, but we'll get to that at another time. 16-12, go USA. Micah Parsons returns to Dallas on Sunday, Adam. And obviously Jerry Jones has plenty of things to say about it. What do you make of this return game? How big is it for Micah? How big is it for Jerry Jones and the Cowboys to see their old friend return back to Dallas?
Not going to be a great time for them to have this happen. Not under the best of circumstances. Not in a situation where the Dallas Cowboys are heavy underdogs at home. Like, think about that. Like, I don't know what the exact line is or the spread, but I think it's something close to a touchdown, right?
Last I saw 6.5, yes.
Okay, well, that's close to a touchdown. And for the Cowboys to be nearly touchdown underdogs at home tells you where they're at. Now, also, they get the Packers after a loss. Like, this would not be the week when I'd want to get the Green Bay Packers, where the Packers go on the road and get shown up in Cleveland, embarrassed. Like, I would think the Packers are going to play a strong game this week. Dallas is reeling defensively. It's lost some key players to injury. CeeDee Lamb, Tyler Booker, their first-round draft pick, They already were missing their center, Beebe. So it's just the timing's not great for Dallas, but this is the spot that the Cowboys are now in.
I think one of the injury concerns right now for the Packers is that offensive line. Zach Tom tried to play through an oblique injury, made it one play in the game at Cleveland. Do you have any idea how long he could potentially miss now? Or is it just kind of a mystery? Because that's, again, I think obliques, Adam, I think like baseball players. I don't think offensive linemen, and it always seems to be a pretty tricky injury to know when you're fully ready to go.
Well, I don't have the specifics, but I could just, from a standpoint like anybody else out there, surmise that if you're going out there one play and you suffer a setback and you're out there, you've probably set yourself back longer than you would have been if you hadn't pushed the issue. So that, just the day unraveled for the Green Bay Packers on Sunday. That was the start of it. And it just didn't seem to get any better at all. Very discouraging for them. And, I guess here's the thing. If they add Zach Tom to IR on Saturday, you'll know that it's bad. And I'm just going to guess, not knowing anything. I want to be very clear. My guess is that's going to be a possibility. Just a guess.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. By the way, Adam Schefter on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, brought to you by Tony Wendorf and Associates. Just like the moves made in the pros, Tony Wendorf and Associates, First Weber Group, helps people make their own big moves every day. Trusted knowledge, superior service. They're the real estate MVPs of Wisconsin. So, Adam, if the Packers are this beat up at the offensive line position, just in general, how hard is it to acquire competent offensive linemen at this point in the season? Because it seems like it's at a premium across the league.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last time that I remember a quality offensive lineman being dealt in season. Like, off the top of my head, I can't even think of that.
Mm-hmm.
There's already a shortage of quality offensive linemen. Every team's looking for them. No team's getting rid of them. Like, I'm trying to think of like trade deadline deals, a wide receiver, a pass rusher, a linebacker, maybe a corner. Every now and then you get a quarterback, Carson Palmer. Like, when is the last time you could remember an offensive lineman being moved at the trade deadline? I don't remember it. I don't remember.
I was hoping you would remember something so I could give me hope that maybe the Packers could at least improve their depth at that position. But my fear was everybody kind of hoards offensive linemen, and it's hard to find just even backup offensive linemen out there.
Well, and that's why, you draft them and you develop them and you have them on your practice squad and you kind of home grow them and make sure that there's an ample supply of depth there. Again, the Packers are not unique and alone there. Mm-hmm. Every team is always looking for more offensive line depth. They just, that's how, we just talked about the Dallas Cowboys losing their guard and their center. Just talked about it. So you want them to go trade for somebody too? Like, I mean, and
I mean, preferably not to keep the market down. That way the Packers don't have to pay as much. But it just kind of seems like they're stuck with what they have in terms of offensive linemen.
I'm curious if I put in. Let me see something here. Hold on one second. Keep talking. I'm going to check something.
Okay. Talking with Adam Schefter again, brought to you by Tony Wendorf and Associates here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy each and every Wednesday. Yeah, it's just offensive line play. Yeah, I was scared of that answer from Adam.
Yeah, well, it's a fact though, right? I mean, now he talks about developing offensive linemen and how they're homegrown. Something the Packers historically have been very good at. And then you see their first round pick have 3 false starts and allow a blocked field goal. So it doesn't make you feel a whole lot better about that depth. Go ahead, Adam.
Last year, the Jacksonville Jaguars traded Cam Robinson for a conditional 7th round pick. For a 7th. And in the offseason, Robinson left and he went to Houston, and Houston drafted some offensive linemen. And in the final cut down date, the Texans were looking to deal Cam Robinson. So Cam Robinson would be a name that I would say if the Packers have any interest, which I would guess.
Again, it could probably depend upon the severity of the oblique injury for Zach Tom.
That would be a guy that I would think would be available if that interests you.
There you
but that's the level of player you're talking about. Essentially, he's been on 3 teams in less than a year.
Look, Adam, the Packers had 17 penalties, 14 accepted, and a lot of those were on the offensive line. I am interested in any name that you say could be available as an offensive lineman. I don't know if the Packers are, but as a fan, I'd be interested in just about anything you're selling right now.
Let me say this, too. The Cleveland defensive line is very strong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Very strong. And the week before, Derrick Henry couldn't do anything against them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a Green Bay issue. I think that's a good defense, better defense than people realize. And so maybe Green Bay's offensive line is not as in bad a shape as you might think, but we'll see.
Bad shape, but maybe not as bad as we think. Adam Schefter with us on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Adam, the NFC North was the best division in football last year, 3 playoff teams. Now through 3 weeks, we see just how good the Lions are, despite losing both of their coordinators. Carson Wentz resurgence tour maybe for Minnesota after a win this week. Obviously, the Packers at 2-1. How do you view the hierarchy of this division through 3 weeks?
I think that, through 2 weeks before Green Bay lost to Cleveland, everybody was ready to anoint them. Obviously, there's undefeated talk and Super Bowl talk. And I think the Packers have one of the better teams, one of the best teams in the NFC. I think the Lions clearly, I watched them on Monday night and was really impressed the way they played there. I don't think they care if they have to go on the road or play at home, but it feels like they've been knocking at the door and trying to get through. The Eagles have won 19 of 20. 19 of their 20 last games, and I think Tampa Bay is one of the more unheralded teams. I didn't mention any teams out west because I just don't view them. Well, the Rams, they're good. Don't forget about them. So I think, we've talked in recent years about the AFC being really strong. I got to tell you something. I think there's been a little bit of a paradigm shift, and I think the NFC might be more top-heavy right now than the AFC. In fact, I feel quite confident about that because Philly has been awesome. Detroit has been tremendous. Green Bay is loaded. The Rams are tough. Tampa Bay is unheralded. That's 5 teams that I can make an argument. Any one of them could go to the Super Bowl and you wouldn't be surprised. We didn't even mention San Francisco, Washington, Minnesota. I mean...
and not all those teams can make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's
Adam.
8 teams.
Yeah, not all those teams can make the postseason. Only 7 get in. Before we let you go, can you recall a weekend as crazy as this one in terms of special teams, especially with all the blocked kicks that we saw?
No. Like every week you get into that 3:45, 3:55 window, and it's crazy what's going on. Like there's a 5 or 10 minute stretch that wow. I mean, it's unbelievable. It all leads up to that. And sometimes you get a couple of games going. Sometimes you get more than that going. Sometimes maybe it's just a game. This was really weird. Like this was the Jets blocked their kick literally moments apart from the Eagles blocking the Rams kick. Just some crazy special
and both
teams.
those led to touchdowns. The Packers had a kick blocked somewhere in that same time that eventually led to the Browns win in there as well.
Like 3 in 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, it was the highest number of block kicks that turn games and on a weekend. It was unusual. But I got to be honest, like every weekend's unusual. Every weekend has something. Just happened to be block kicks this weekend. That was the theme. I don't know why, but it was. There'll be another theme this weekend. We'll see what that one is. But that's why people are tuning in because their bets and fantasy matchups are swung in those final minutes with crazy that you wouldn't imagine.
Well, I mean, that's the Eagles block kick and then Davis scooping and scoring. That got them to cover. That got the cover for the Eagles. So, yes, I'm sure that helped some people and hurt some. Adam, certainly appreciate the time. Always love talking to every Wednesday, buddy. Hey, happy Ryder Cup week, my friend.
You guys, I appreciate it. Have a great day. Enjoy the Ryder Cup this weekend. Thanks for having me, and we'll be back next week.
Adam Schefter joins us each and every Wednesday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and he's brought to us in part by the Island Resort and Casino. If you're looking for an all-in-one trip, the Island Resort and Casino has you covered. Championship golf, gaming, spa, dining, and live entertainment all in one epic destination. Book your total experience now at islandresortsandcasino.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, Brewers fans, want to hit up Potawatomi Sportsbook before a home game but need a ride to the game? Hit 2 balls with 1 bat by hitching a ride on the Potawatomi Game Day Shuttle. Make any purchase in the sportsbook or same-day sports bet. You'll get a wristband and a seat on the shuttle. They begin approximately 1 hour before first pitch, and I cannot tell you guys, so easy to use, right? You got free parking down at Potawatomi. You go across, you make a bet in the sportsbook. They give you the wristband. This could not be easier to get a free ride to and from the ballpark. Shuttles return nonstop for an hour after the game. For more information, visit Potawatomi.com. Bet above the rest.
Buckle up, Milwaukee. The journey starts now.
Around third is Durbin. Here comes the throw home. Durbin slides in there safely. The Brewers walk it off in 10.
The Crew have punched their ticket.
And the Brewers, clinching the playoffs earlier today, put an exclamation mark on it here tonight.
Brewers playoff coverage on 94.5 ESPN is presented by Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Stay up to date on all your Brewers talk right here.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Group, we do more than close deals. We serve with gratitude and faith-filled purpose. We've sold over $300 million in real estate since 2020, one of the top-ranked real estate teams in Wisconsin, and we're just getting started. What sets us apart? We care. Even if we're not your agent, we'll still help. That's the kind of stewardship the community deserves. If you're buying or selling across southeastern Wisconsin, let us earn your trust. I'm Tony Wendorf, and I want to create your red carpet experience. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Escape to Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan, Wisconsin, where everything is better at the lake. Dive into endless outdoor activities, including boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on the serene Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind in the award-winning Calidora Spa. Enjoy gourmet meals at 1878 on the lake, casual bites at the Lookout Bar and Eatery, and sweet treats at the Isle of Capri Cafe. Explore Delavan Lake's stunning shores and historic landmarks from the comfort of their 76-foot cruise boat, the Lake Lawn Queen. Book your stay today at LakeLawnResort.com.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit LakelandSupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. I reclaim my outdoor space by having Comfort Awnings install a motorized retractable awning so I can enjoy the sun and get relief when I need it. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $250 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
Sundays are for football and carbless. Born in Wisconsin, carbless handcrafted premium cocktails are packed with flavor, not sugar. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and gluten-free. Whether you're tailgating in Green Bay or calling the plays from your couch, carbless is the cocktail that's always game day ready. Crisp, clean, and crafted to win. This season, drink like a champion. Drink carbless, a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems, installation of new or old hoops, and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Tuna. It's tuna.
I love tuna. I had some last night.
How do you eat your tuna?
Can we, for once, grow up on this show?
On 94.5 ESPN.
It's a Wendorf Wednesday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy at Tony Wendorf and Associates, First Weber Group. They believe in the human side of real estate. Faith, family, friends. They move fast, negotiate with confidence, and communicate clearly so their clients win, no matter if it's buying or selling. Get started today at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Yesterday on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, we did something we don't typically do, and that is talk Wisconsin football. Because, well, let's be honest, they haven't given us a ton to talk about in the Luke Fickell era. And we discussed the comments that Barry Alvarez made on his show, on our sister station, ESPN Madison, Barry Alvarez show, every Monday night over there on ESPN Madison. You can always check it out in the podcast form or listen live with the ESPN Wisconsin app. Should we just go ahead and listen to those comments, Joshy?
I think they're impactful enough that they're worth hearing.
All right, so this was Monday night, and here is what Barry Alvarez had to say about how things went down when Wisconsin lost to Maryland this past Saturday.
Coach, what do you make of how fans have reacted here
I think
so
it's
far?
embarrassing. I think it's terrible, despicable. They're spoiled rotten. Here's a team that you got young players trying to come on. They're competing. They're going to have a chance to get better, and you flip on them. They're early in the season, and you flip on them, and you're chanting for the coach. What do you think that makes? How do you think that makes the players feel?
Exactly.
And that's
a great
just,
point, Coach.
That's disrespectful. It's not loyal. You're not a fan. If I'm a person sitting next to me, boom, I tell, get your ass out of here. We don't need you in here. You don't want to watch this? Go someplace else. Go boo in a bar. That really upsets me.
So those were his comments, and I would say, especially in the sports space, it's rare to get that many people on one side. But it seemed like most people disagreed with where Barry Alvarez was coming from. Because if Barry's being honest, at the end there, he goes, you don't want to watch this? Coach, I know you don't want to watch that. Whatever that was on the field at Camp Randall Stadium on Saturday, I guarantee you don't want to watch that.
I think we can all agree. Nobody wants to watch the Wisconsin Badgers on their home field, which is named after that man, Barry Alvarez Field, losing by 24 points in the fourth quarter to Maryland, who historically not a good football school.
When you're favored by 9.5.
Yeah.
Those comments were roundly dismissed by about everyone except for those who were financially incentivized not to disagree with them.
That's true.
So this apparently got back to Barry, and he has an update.
It did, yes. Barry speaking with Jim Polzine, the great reporter with the Wisconsin State Journal yesterday. So apparently Barry's wife, Cindy, who is a lovely human, alerted him that his comments have certainly made the rounds on social media. Barry is not very online. Apparently Cindy is, so good for Cindy. But so Alvarez spoke yesterday, as I mentioned, with Jim Polzine. He said this, quote, "Well, I think more than anything else, I tend to overreact at times," Alvarez said, following the self-assessment with a chuckle. "I meant what I said, but I think the way I said it, I'm sure I overreacted." And then he goes on to say, "You're there to support your team and your coach. They've got recruits there to help them in the future, and you're booing players. Every coach knows they're going to be criticized. That's part of their job, but man, I don't like that for the kids."
Yeah, and again, I think there's just a little disconnect there for the kids are getting paid now. And with that money comes some additional responsibility for the kids. Again, I am not a fan that goes and boos, but I also understand if you do. I mean, I want to clarify, because famously last year I was at the Brewers-Mets game where my mother was booing
Jesse
Winker.
Oh, that's deserved.
So
you can boo opponents.
I will boo opponents. I will not boo my own team.
I agree with that.
But I also understand the people who do. I'm just saying that's my decision. If you want to boo the team you root for,
you bought the ticket, dude. You're allowed to do whatever you want.
That's on you.
I've never been to a game this bad though. I might have booed them off the field in that first half.
Yeah, again, and if you did, I'd completely understand it. I used the example on Tuesday, Joshy, or yesterday, I guess that was. Kind of getting my day straight here. I was at the Bucks game where they lost by like 50 to the Utah Jazz toward the very end of the Adrian Griffin era, which obviously was not very long. And that Fiserv was full of boo birds, understandably so, especially after they gave up 5 consecutive offensive rebounds. Yeah, it's an effort thing. You give up that many offensive rebounds in a row, there's some bigger issues going on. I understand the booing. I understand the booing and the chanting and everything that happened because Wisconsin football has a proud tradition. And Barry, as we discussed yesterday, is in between a rock and a hard place because he is obviously very frustrated with what has happened to what he created. And we said this yesterday. I think Evan Cohen said this yesterday when he joined Wilde and Tausch. I think there's a part of him that hears those boos and takes them personally, that he feels he's being booed because of how tightly connected he is still to the University of Wisconsin football. And he takes that personal. But additionally, I know he's frustrated with what's happened to this program.
Of course. Everybody is.
And I know he's frustrated because he said it last year. He said it last year when the Bull Streak came to an end. His frustrations of something that he started 20 years ago coming to a close last season. He is obviously frustrated, but also he handpicked the successor, the man in charge of the athletic department in Chris McIntosh. So he's stuck between being disappointed and frustrated with the football program, but also he wants to back his guy and give him a chance to succeed. So it's just a tough space, I think, for Barry to occupy when Wisconsin's football struggling the way it is.
I think you're absolutely correct on all of that. The other part I would make, though, and I made this point yesterday on KBN, well, two-part. Number one, I don't think the fans in Camp Randall Stadium the other day were necessarily booing the players, right? This isn't boo, we hate you, leave Wisconsin. This is, I mean, given what the chants were not, you all suck. That wasn't the chant. It was fire, Fickle. They were booing the head coach, and they were booing the disappointment that has continuously occurred since he took over as the head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers in November of 2022. It's been disappointment since then. This program has not been able to flip the switch that we've seen other programs in the Big Ten flip. Say, Maryland or Indiana or Illinois with the old friend Brett Bielema. These are programs that have changed how they do things in the era of NIL. And Wisconsin, a heavy hitter in the scene of college football for 30 years since Barry Alvarez took over as the head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers in the mid-90s, is no longer a heavy hitter. In fact, when people look at Wisconsin on their schedule now, they go, oh, yeah, we're going to win that game. And that's sad for everybody involved because when Barry was the head coach and the athletic director, that was never the case. You feared Wisconsin. Nobody fears Wisconsin anymore, and that's sad.
My question for you two who pay attention to Wisconsin football closer than I do. The narrative I am now seeing online is that Wisconsin does not spend or have enough to spend on their football program. Like, again, not even saying, hey, they should spend what Ohio State and Michigan do, but my assumption was, hey, yeah, they're never going to spend that much. They're not going to spend as much as Oregon. They don't have those resources. But they could probably spend as much as Indiana or Illinois, teams that are in the top 25 that have those chances. But it seems like the narrative out there is that they do not have the same resources as even Indiana and Illinois. So is that correct? Is that incorrect?
It's hard to nail down exactly how much is being spent on NIL and who's getting what and how much of that is being distributed. They certainly have one of those funds that everyone seems to have.
Yeah, the collective, because I've even seen, Joshy, people going back to when Bielema was here saying, hey, this has always been a pretty cheap operation.
Yes.
Because Bielema would have assistant coaches leave because they could go get jobs. Even though they'd be a lateral move, they'd be getting a significant pay raise. And that was one of Brett's problems when he was in Wisconsin of trying to retain coaches because they would just leave for more money.
One of the big things we can definitively say is different and probably less of an investment than it should be is the level of recruiting, the recruiting specialists, and the people whose jobs are dedicated to all of that. Many of the programs around the country have whole staffs built out in terms of high school and transfer recruitment that are like led by like 10-person teams. Wisconsin famously let some guy go to Penn State whose name's escaping me, who was like one of the large reasons they thought that they were able to bring in some of those kids back during the end of the Christ era. So the investment in spending on staff to bring in recruits and to get them in and to be in their ear 24/7 and do all the right things, that seems to be where Wisconsin is falling short.
Yeah, that was Donovan Harbour, is the offensive lineman from Catholic Memorial who ended up at Penn State. Corey Smith also ended up at Penn State from Catholic Memorial. Both of those guys. I don't know if Fickle has ever done this, but I was at the game. I was doing the game right here on 94.5 ESPN. They were playing out at Wisconsin Lutheran and the field they have out there. I can't remember if they were playing Wisconsin Lutheran or just who they happened to be playing out there. But Penn State was playing at Northwestern. James Franklin came in on a helicopter to check in and watch on those guys, and he was there for the first half. To watch those. Yeah, came in on a helicopter, took a helicopter. He landed it on the soccer field adjacent out at that complex they have.
Oh, right there.
Right there.
Oh,
landed the helicopter on the soccer stadium so he could come and check in on those two. Obvious. I don't know if Wisconsin's got helicopter money to be checking in on recruits when, you happen to be on a road trip in a portion of the country where maybe you have a couple of those, but that's just an example to me of, okay, are you spending that type of money? Do you have that type of money to spend? Yeah. I don't know. A question here from Ian in East Troy on the Carblues Talking text line, which is back up and running, by the way.
Yeah, there we go.
800-990-3776. When Fickell is done at Wisconsin, will he be looked at as the worst coach in the last 30 years, surpassing Gary Anderson? He already is the worst coach in the last 30 years, surpassing Gary Anderson. Because as bad as the Gary Anderson, as bad as the Gary Anderson era was, at least he went to bowl games.
Gabe,
what?
He said when he's done.
He already is, though. If you look at rank the coaches of the last,
as it stands right now, yes, he is. But the question is when he's done
at the end of the year. Seriously, I was watching.
No, you're right.
I was watching.
Right. I'm trying to find any reason for optimism.
The Dan Le Batard show was talking about Wisconsin football yesterday. The Dan Le Batard show.
What'd they have to say?
Nothing good.
Nothing good.
Oh, really?
Their college football. Lucy Roden is the woman they have that she goes to a ton of college football games. Everyone loves college football like more than I could love anything possibly. Like this is how much she loves college football.
You and golf.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. And she doesn't think Wisconsin's winning a game for the rest of the season.
I don't either.
If they don't win the game for the rest of the season, guess what happens to Fickell at the end?
Bye, bye, bye.
So he is worse than Gary Anderson. And it's not particularly close.
I agree with you.
It's not particularly close. We've got some more things to dive into. In hour 2, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy starts in 2 minutes.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound at 94, we do still have this accident at Mitchell Boulevard blocking the left lane. Backups coming out of the Marquette are solid all the way to that point. Beyond that, you're seeing more delays west of the Highway 100 area into Waukesha County to Calhoun. Eastbound 94's got backups from Highway 16 to about Highway F. You're back on the brakes from 92nd Street all the way through to 35th Street. And then on northbound 4394, we've got backups from the Mitchell interchange around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. Traffic is brought to you by Comfort Awnings. Extend your outdoor space with a retractable awning or screen like I did with my friends at Comfort Awnings. Custom designed to fit your home. Get your free estimate at comfortawnings.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, breezy, a slight chance for showers, a high of 68. Tonight, slight chance for lakeside showers, mostly cloudy, a low of 57. Weather's brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The vibrant fall colors and cooler temperatures make for great days out on the golf course. The Island invites you to experience the best of fall golf with late season rounds at Sweetgrass or Sage Run. Fall golf rates run through the end of the 2025 season, with tee times starting at $75 and stay and play packages from $125. And submit your 2026 golf package requests early to guaranteed choice dates. Plan your fall golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com. This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Cold plunges, better sleep, a gym buddy. How do you know what has the biggest impact for an active body and mind? With BetterHelp, you can talk with real, qualified therapists, not AI. With a 4.9-star rating, BetterHelp understands mental wellness shouldn't be tougher than a workout. Their therapists can figure out what's best for you. And yeah, it might involve a cold plunge. Visit BetterHelp.com, code TIMEOUT for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com, code TIMEOUT.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy morning 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime.
The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Have you ever seen Reggie's Prayer?
I'm familiar with Reggie's Prayer. Reggie's Prayer.
Yes.
Which was a movie from the 90s that, were you in it?
No, Brett and Holmgren.
I know Brett was in
and
it.
Holmgren's scene in the movie was the best part of the movie.
Hey, you're the new coach. Told you. Told you. First game?
20 minutes of kickoff.
MC Hammer's in that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Miyagi's in that movie? Wow.
Yeah.
The Big Show's in that movie?
Star-studded cast.
Yeah, that's a star-studded cast.
What was the premise of this movie?
I don't really know.
20 minutes. Yep. Been here 17 years. Bert's been here 3.
Well, okay, I guess I got to get going. We got a game.
You guys want to guess at the lifetime gross of Reggie's Prayer from 1996?
$7,000.
1.2 million.
$52,000.
My son and I invented a football play a few years ago. Here.
1979?
Yeah, Coach Carney was a busy fella. Busy guy. I call it the left coast special.
Looks like the quarterback option.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Lapp.
Do want to say, because the post is now out, and you can go check it out at ESPN Milwaukee on social media. Happy 20 years to Homer. Homer has now been here at Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee for 20 years. So happy 20th anniversary to our guy, the Home Slice.
You're at what year with Good Karma?
23.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm welcoming Homer into the elite club of people who have been here for 20 plus years.
I mean, in terms of our ESPN Milwaukee team on the air, that's it. Just you two, right?
I believe so, yes.
Jason's likely close.
Jason's close, yeah, I think. Jason started, yeah, he's probably right around that same time, 2006-ish, I think. So he might be celebrating 20 years here soon.
What's your favorite Homer memory? And I know you guys did your show together for like 7 years. So, and obviously you did Green Bay Game Night, you do Market Basketball together. If you had to boil it down to one thing for Steve the Homer True, what stands out?
When you said that, the one thing that popped into my mind, it's not on the air because I mean he is. I think Jason has said this a ton, so I will say it as well. I think he's the best to ever do it in Milwaukee. So I consider myself incredibly fortunate to work with him for 6.5 years like I did. Wisconsin, I can't remember the specific year, but Wisconsin was playing Ohio State in a night game. Mm-hmm. And they asked me and Homer to do the post-game show at the W.
Oh, boy.
I was there.
So, what's that?
I think I was there.
So we drove. We used to have, we still have station vehicles, but we used to have station vehicles that had like the old 540 ESPN Milwaukee wrap. So we took the HHR, which if you've ever seen an HHR, it is a piece of crap. It is the worst car possibly ever designed. The car is just one giant blind spot, right? It is a terrible vehicle. So we hop in because I used to drive that thing all the time. Homer and I would go every Friday. We'd be in Madison doing our show quite a bit because we did a lot of shows at the Edgewater. So anyway, we jump in. We go on this Saturday. We went to the tailgate pregame. We ended up watching a good chunk of the game and eating some dinner together at the Nitty Gritty. So we watched there and then kind of wander our way over to the W and do the post-game show there. And at the end, we get done. It was a night game, so it's pretty late. We got to drive back to Milwaukee, and it is just raining. It is pouring. And the marketing teammate who was responsible for the ESPN Madison vehicle left the lights on, killed the battery.
Oh, no.
And so, but I knew that we had jumper cables in the HHR. I'd seen them in there before because, again, we drove in this car 1,000 times. So I go, hey, we should be able to jump it, not a big deal. The battery inside the HHR didn't have both ports because it's the worst car possibly ever made. So we can't we try to, find a way to ground it. We can't figure out how to get juice from our battery to the battery of the vehicle for the ESPN Madison vehicle. So Homer is standing out in the middle of the road in the pouring rain at like midnight after Wisconsin lost to Ohio State, dangling the jumper cables, trying to get someone to stop and pull over to help us jump the ESPN Madison vehicle. And eventually somebody did.
But I will never forget the vision of Homer just shaking the jumper cables to try to get someone's attention to be like, hey, please pull over. We need help so we can jump this vehicle. Because we weren't leaving until we figured out how to help, and that's part of who Homer is. Like he wanted to help. He was just sitting there dangling. It's so dark because it is just pouring rain, and he is just sitting there dangling these jumper cables. Eventually got someone to pull over, and again, we jumped the car and were able to then drive back to Milwaukee. But
oh baby,
one of my Homer was going to help out until we found a solution for that teammate who had to drive that vehicle.
It's incredible.
He is, again,
he's the GOAT. No doubt about it. You're absolutely
and as
right
good as he is on the air, he is one of my favorite humans ever. And he does so much behind the scenes and just so much for charity that, again, he doesn't want people to know because that's not why he does it. Mm-hmm. But I have seen it all in action. My second favorite memory, I'll just tell this one real quick, based on charity. We always used to do a show out at the Waukesha Gun Club. They had a Mac Fund. Mac Fund would have an event out there. They had like a shooting event, out and go out and shoot the clay pigeons. And Homer would always have to leave around 4:30. Our show was 3 to 6. He would have to leave at 4:30, and I'd have to do a segment by myself before we got to Jason at 4:45 because he had to go do the auction. And Homer always likes to start with like a little joke or whatever. And he had like 6 or 7 auction items. And he starts by going, all right, if anybody just wants to pay $100,000, I'll give you all the auction items and we'll be done. And someone went, all right, deal. And I can kind of hear what's going on, because they've got a PA system going on. And I couldn't quite tell exactly what was going on. But very rarely have I heard Homer stunned and at a loss for words. Because he wasn't sure if he'd actually do that. He's like, wait, what? What? You want a what? Yeah, I'll give you $100,000. So Homer checked with the people and said, yeah, you said it, we'll do it. And the guy said, sweet, here are all the items back, you can still do the auction. He just wanted to donate $100,000 to the Mac Fund. But Homer being stunned in that moment after starting with his little, hey, somebody gives $100,000, we can be done here. And then somebody actually did it.
That's incredible.
One of my favorite Homer auctioneer moments as well.
I have the unique story of him tricking me into getting a tattoo of him on myself. That will be there forever. Yeah. When he said he'd donate $1,000 to the Mac Fund as well, without me realizing he would do it anyways, and he just
he donates $1,000 every single year, sometimes under different names. One year he did it under Jimmy Chitwood because he's the biggest Hoosiers fan out there, and he doesn't want the name on the page where we're raising money for the Mac Fund for the 100 holes every year. But yeah, he tricked Josh into getting a Homer tattoo.
Yeah, that's true. He did.
I thought about it directly after and said, I think I got
you sure did. But also, is there anybody better to have memorialized on your leg?
Legend.
With the catchphrase, "Oh baby."
Yeah, it serves right.
So, congratulations to Homer on his 20-year anniversary here with Good Karma Brands. Obviously, has been a mainstay here in Milwaukee for much longer than that. We've got some Brewers talk we need to get to because things are not going well for them out in San Diego. We dive into that coming up next. But first, got to tell you about our friends at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to Pella is honoring that trust and commitment, because it can be overwhelming inviting somebody into your home and going, hey, what do we new windows, doors? And it can be a very invasive process, but not with Pella. Pella just does it so well with the experience and professionalism that they have. You can trust bringing your project to life, just like I did with the front door I have on my house, and they can do the same for you, whether it's windows or doors. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. And if you order by the end of the month, get 0% interest for up to 5 years. They've always got great deals going on. So visit PellaWI.com today. When you use Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, tell them that Gabe Neitzel sent you.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound at 94, we do still have this accident at Mitchell Boulevard blocking the left lane. Backups coming out of the Marquette are solid all the way to that point. Beyond that, you're seeing more delays west of the Highway 100 area into Waukesha County to Calhoun. Eastbound 94's got backups from Highway 16 to about Highway F. You're back on the brakes from 92nd Street all the way through to 35th Street. And then on northbound 4394, we've got backups from the Mitchell interchange around the Plain Plainfield Curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. Traffic is brought to you by Comfort Awnings. Extend your outdoor space with a retractable awning or screen like I did with my friends at Comfort Awnings. Custom designed to fit your home. Get your free estimate at comfortawnings.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, breezy, a slight chance for showers, a high of 68 tonight. Slight chance for lakeside showers, mostly cloudy, a low of 57. Weather's brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Congratulations to Homer on 20 years at Good Karma Brands.
Homer, first and foremost, I want to say welcome to the GKB 20-year club. People who've been with the company now for 20 years, and I cannot imagine my career without you here at GKB. I'm so glad to be able to call you a teammate. I cherish the 6.5 years we got to do Homer and Gabe together, and of course, love our time together on Marquette Green Bay game night and a lot of other opportunities as well. You've been a wonderful mentor and person and helpful in my career, but maybe more importantly, you've been one of the best people I've known at GKB.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Listen up, gentlemen. You're fighting an unfair battle. Studies show testosterone levels in men have plummeted by 25% in just 2 decades. That's why you're struggling with energy, muscle, and drive. But here's a game changer. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments boost testosterone by 30% on average. Imagine reclaiming the vitality your grandfathers had. Picture turning heads, dominating your career, and feeling unstoppable again. Don't settle for today's normal. Seize the day at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Transform the way you do business with Fifth Third Bank's Commercial Payments Solutions. Our market expertise and managed services streamline your entire payment process, seamlessly integrating with your existing systems to give you unparalleled control. Discover new revenue sources, save time, reduce operating costs, and boost your bottom line with our customized payment solutions. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
This is Mike and Michelle Grau from Professional Construction Inc.,
a.k.a. PCI.
Around here, they're the same thing, like Friday fish fry and a good old-fashioned.
We're the Waukesha neighbors you see at the grocery store. Friday night football games, and yes, in your kitchen, making that space better than ever.
For us, PCI isn't just a name. It's family, it's community. It's putting our heart into every build and remodel.
PCI, for all your construction needs. Visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Look, you take Jesus and the presents out, and it's not even in the top 10.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you take sex out of the anniversary, then that's not that fun either.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Is your business ready to take the next step? At Fifth Third Commercial Bank, Wisconsin, our team of local experienced advisors is here to propel you forward. We understand your needs and offer in-depth expertise, cutting-edge technology, and tailored solutions to streamline your cash collections, automate payments, and safeguard your assets with top-notch fraud mitigation tools. So contact Fifth Third in downtown Milwaukee today. Let's eliminate the non-value ad work so you can focus on what truly matters most, growing your business. And that's what the great people I got to spend some time with yesterday at Fifth Third care about. They want to help you grow your business. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. Justin in Middleton via the Talk and Text line, the Carplus Talk and Text line, requesting a picture of the Homer tattoo. via socials, or if you have it for the YouTube stream. However you choose, Joshy, but people are requesting to see it for those who have not seen the Homer tattoo you have on your leg.
Yeah, I got to track it down here. I will flash it on the YouTube stream at some point.
Okay, so we will certainly get it up there as well. Again, happy
Pop
anniversary.
your leg on the table. Show off those calves.
Nah, I'm all right.
But happy anniversary to Homer. I'm sure there will be, there's a social media video out there from a lot of different people wishing him a happy anniversary, and I'm sure you're going to be hearing some of those messages here on 94.5 ESPN as the day goes. Things, meanwhile, have not been going well for the Milwaukee Brewers out in San Diego. But I guess the good news is nobody's playing well. Phillies have lost 3 in a row. Brewers have lost 3 in a row. Cubs have lost 5 in a row. Dodgers have lost 2 in a row. So teams that, of the teams that have already clinched playoff berths in the National League, the only one I guess is playing well is San Diego. Mm-hmm. They have won 4 in a row. Of course, 2 of those being over the Brewers the last 2 nights. And I'm not concerned about the 3 games, but I am a little concerned about the pitching staff.
Yeah, rightfully so.
And we talked with Jeff Levering yesterday, and I assumed that the answer he gave was the one I was assuming was going to happen when it comes to starting pitching in the National League Divisional Series. The Brewers have already wrapped up that bye. Mm-hmm. They are not playing in the wild card round. Hopefully they get home field advantage throughout the postseason, which they are still very much in the driver's seat of. But I love Freddie, the way he's pitched, fantastic. Hard not to trust Quinn Priester. Pretty good 1-2 start. Love it. All right, 3 gets a little murky. Don't know if the calf's going to be healthy for Jose Quintana to come out and be able to throw. I think the idea of Brandon Woodruff pitching in the DS has sailed. Yeah. Maybe he can pitch later in the postseason, depending upon how bad the lat strain ends up being. So it ends up being a Johnny Holstaff, which the Brewers had done before, and the last time they made a NLCS,
that was their thing. Yeah,
they were doing the opener thing with Wade Miley and Brandon Woodruff and all these different things where they'd go with the opener. So if they throw, and again, I guess it probably depends upon who they're playing, what their left-right lineup looks like, which one you're more comfortable with, what you want to force their hand into. I'm guessing you could probably go Robert Gasser starting or Chad Patrick starting, depending upon the right-left matchup, kind of handcuff those 2 together. Hopefully, between those 2, you can cobble out 6 innings if you're really lucky, and then let the bullpen take over. And I'm cool with that when it comes to the NLDS, because for those who don't know, it is the DS. You got a lot of off days in the National League this year because you get the scheduling quirk because they want to try to stagger the series the best that they can. So you always have baseball on every night from a national perspective. So everybody's going to be playing American League, National League a week from Saturday. That's when the DS starts. All 4 series playing that day. And then in the National League, Sunday's an off day. Then you have Monday playing game 2. Then you have Tuesday an off day, travel day. Then on Wednesday, Thursday, games 3 and 4, off day Friday, and then game 5 back in Milwaukee if necessary on that Saturday. So there are a lot of off days built in. You only need 3.
Yep.
My concern becomes, what the hell happens when you need 4 when the Brewers make an NLCS? And maybe I'm just getting out in front of myself, and I can worry about that when I get there. But I'm cool with this as a DS plan. But I look around and I'm going, okay, when you need more in a 7-game series, what ends up being the plan?
Well, that's where, a couple names come to mind. Number 1, and I'm going to guess the answer is no, but I will ask you this. Can you trust Mizorowski starting in that spot? Okay, I didn't even get through the sentence before you answered. And I said I figured the answer would be no, because he's due for at least 1 bad inning every time he starts.
I'm guessing they're going to use him out of the bullpen.
In the CS or in the DS?
Oh, both. I mean,
you think he makes the roster no matter what?
I think he kind of has to.
At this point, with all the injuries, probably.
Yeah, because there was a world. There was a world that existed to me pre-Woodruff injury where Mizorowski did not make the postseason roster.
I agree with
you. There was a world that existed,
but I don't think that world exists.
I don't know if that exists right now,
but not as a starter.
I can't imagine. But that also means they're going to have to use him out of the bullpen over these final 4 games because I don't think that they're going to want to have his first bullpen appearance
be in the postseason.
When everything means a little bit more.
He is scheduled to start on Friday against Cincinnati.
I mean,
that could change. Obviously, it's only Wednesday or it's only Thursday. What day is it today? Wednesday.
He is not scheduled to start on Friday.
He's not?
No.
Okay. Just
What?
projected? Is that what I'm looking at?
Yeah, I think that might have been the projecting, but initially Priester was going to go today.
Gotcha.
He is not. Chad Patrick
Chad
is
Patrick
starting
is going
today.
today.
So
So Priester
Priester
will
is
go
going
Friday.
on Friday.
Gotcha.
So don't know what the rest of the Saturday, Sunday plan is going to be there for the Brewers. I think kind of it depends upon if they get to the 97 wins, if they wrap up everything they need to wrap up, and they'll figure out Saturday, Sunday, and if they want to throw anybody in those situations or what they ultimately end up doing. But right now, Chad Patrick is going today. Priester is going on Friday. And again, maybe I'm just getting way ahead of my skis, and I should just worry about one series at a time. But that's just kind of where my brain went of, okay, this works for the DS.
They got to win in the DS.
Yeah.
And the thing is...
And maybe I should just worry about that.
The National League is stacked, right? Obviously, we know how good the Dodgers and Phillies each are. The Padres are playing really good baseball right now, as you mentioned. I would love to see the Cubs in the DS just because I want to beat Council's ass in the biggest stage he's been in since 2018. Would love to see that and say, hey, I know you wanted the money, but by the way, you made a bad decision. Just continue to reinforce that. But nonetheless, I don't know that you're getting ahead of yourself because the Brewers have proved through this 162-game schedule as we enter game 159 that they are the best team in baseball. They respond to adversity better than any other team, right? They might not have the high payroll, but damn, they are a highly touted baseball team for a reason. So when you look ahead, no, I don't think you're getting ahead of yourself. Of course, you need to win in the DS before you start looking at the CS.
Before I start worrying about, hey, who's our fourth starter in the CS?
It's a real concern because I don't know. Do you trust Chad Patrick to go 5 innings in a Game 3 scenario?
I don't. If Chad Patrick is a starter, I think the best case scenario is you get 4 innings out of him.
Yep, and
because
it becomes a bullpen game.
Yeah, and he seems to be a guy that and. I agree with what Levering said yesterday. He's pitched his tail off every year, all year long, whenever the Brewers have needed him. And the way he's been shuttled up and down from AAA and had to be that guy, he was such a stalwart for them, especially early in the season when they had a lot of these pitching injuries in the starting rotation. But it seems like he is a guy that you don't want pitching third time through a lineup in a postseason game. So I think it's 3-4 innings max.
I'll just throw out, we did get good news yesterday from Adam McCalvey that the Brewers are hopeful. Is it my favorite word in the dictionary? That Trevor McGill will be activated Sunday?
I mean, he said that he wants to pitch on Sunday. And he feels like he needs to. He said even if it's just one pitch, he said he wants to pitch and needs to pitch in that game. Yep. So hopefully he is activated and done that. Because again, the bullpen, when you start factoring in then Uribe and Mears and Ashby and these guys, Koenig.
Well, he had the back-to-back blown saves, and then we find out he's injured with the elbow injury. And we haven't seen him since, right? They made the decision to go with Uribe in the 9th that week, and then all of a sudden, boom, IL, retroactive to a couple days prior, and we haven't seen him since. And it's been, I would guess, probably a month at this point, or 3 weeks since we've seen Trevor McGill.
The last time he pitched was the 24th. So, yeah, a month. Because it was
the 24th, so a month today.
It was the Euchre Celebration of Life. Was his last.
Against the Giants, that loss. Yeah.
That was his last appearance.
So it's been a month. Since we've seen Trevor McGill. And obviously what we saw towards the end before he was put on the IL was not encouraging signs for the closer.
I can write that off.
Injury,
I can write that off pretty easily because he even mentioned it kind of been bothering me, but I thought I'd be able to pitch through it, and obviously he wasn't. And he was an all-star.
So if you
a rightful all-star this year because he had been that good prior to those back-to-back.
But if you can get him back and get him back to form, you then have Chad Patrick in your bullpen. You have Aaron Ashby in your bullpen. You have Abner Uribe, obviously, who's been very good. Nick Mears, Jared Koenig, right? Like you've got all these options who, if you have to go to a situation.
Can you say Uribe's first name for me?
Abner. Is it Abner?
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 Yeah, Abner.
I don't know. That's a hard name to pronounce in my defense. I've probably just always said it wrong.
It's pretty straightforward, is it not, Joshy? Abner?
Abner? Abner?
Yeah.
I've always said Abner. I've never been corrected.
So if you saw one of the earliest creators of baseball, his name was that Doubleday. You thought it was Abner Doubleday?
I don't even know who that is, Gabe. All right. This is going well.
Dude,
we were doing so well.
Do a little bit of research.
We were doing so well.
Just do a little bit of research.
But the thing
That's
is,
all I ask.
We were doing so well.
No.
We were.
Gabe was doing well.
I don't know. I was doing well. I was making a point about how I trust their bullpen, especially if Trevor McGill gets back. And then we had to derail it. You couldn't have just let me.
Well, no.
Sometimes I fly too close to the sun, and that was probably an example of that. It's all right. I had fun. It was good up until that point.
But no, to your larger point,
however you want to pronounce people's names. The bullpen is a strength. The pitching is a strength. I think they're going to be able to cobble together whatever they need to in order to get through games.
You know, you can look at me.
Especially in the DS. It's just
me.
disappointing. That's all. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I feel like that happens every time I'm here. And then we got to do the whole thing again on Friday as we will be live from the Pocket Pancake Breakfast.
Yeah.
In over
in
at
the parking lot. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. So maybe
in the Yant lot,
just
right?
watch a couple episodes of.
I don't have time. We've been over this. I don't have time.
What do you do?
I watch sports.
Yeah, so what I'm telling you is if you have a little bit of time, watch Ken Burns baseball and educate yourself.
All right, you know what? That's actually not the worst suggestion. Better than any crappy 1980s movie you're going to suggest.
I'm just saying, educate yourself on baseball, something that we all love.
What's going on over there? You break something? Oh, yeah, you're breaking stuff.
Yeah, I'm breaking stuff.
When you threw your pen in frustration.
No, I'm just trying to get this so I can tell you that our Brewers talk is unconditionally relentless. It's presented by Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. And the Chewy picture was somehow pinned.
Then your coffee cup
over
fell.
it. Yeah, the coffee cup.
Here,
It was.
let's direct our attention
Abner
quick.
To what?
To the stream quick.
Yeah, what's up?
There's the Homer tattoo
there we go.
that is adorning my leg for all those people who were curious about it. Sometimes I forget it's there. It's a little jump scare in the shower on occasion. Because you're not looking at the outside of your calf all that often.
Yeah. For those who are listening on the radio, again, I think it's a very good drawing of Homer. And then underneath, there's, some, like a branch with a couple of roses on it. And underneath it just says, "Oh, baby," which is Homer's catchphrase.
Remember when you revealed that to Homer and he said he looks like the ugliest person of all time?
Yeah, and I'm not going to say what I said then because we're celebrating Homer today.
Good catch, Joshy. Good catch.
Oh, man. Just good times all the way around. Also, some other baseball news we need to dive into. We're going to have some replays coming your way. Good idea, bad idea. That is next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. But I do want to tell you about our friends at the Jewelry Center because they're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. And that reason is the team that they have put together. Whether you're going to Brookfield, Greenfield, or in Burlington, the team is always going to point you in the right direction. They have always been incredibly helpful to me, and they made sure when it came time for me a couple of years ago to buy my wife's diamond engagement ring, that I was not going to be led astray. I was going to bring that dream ring to life. Now, maybe you don't really have an idea and you don't want to just go in there and browse. Hey, take a look at our Pinterest page, bring those ideas in, and the helpful team at the Jewelry Center is going to bring that ring to life. Naturally mined diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, whatever you're in the market for, Jewelry Center has you covered. Stop in Brookfield, Greenfield, or in Burlington. ShopTJC.com is the website. When you go to the Jewelry Center, first of all, say hi to Dean Dean's Dancing Machine. Second of all, tell them that Gabe and Chew sent you.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound 94 at Mitchell Boulevard. We do still have that left lane blocked with a crash. Should be out of there soon, though. Delays are there, though. Hefty, too. Out of the Marquette all the way to that point. Eastbound 94 slowing down from 84th Street through to about 35th. Southbound 43, you got your backups from Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive to about Locust. Westbound on the bypass, we got backups from Forest Home through the Hale all the way up to National Avenue. And then on 41 southbound, still heavy from Main Street all the way down to Good Hope Road. Traffic is brought to you by Racine Danish Kringles. Football season is here. Add Kringle to your tailgate and make your guest day. Order at kringle.com or call 1-800-4DANISH. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy, breezy, slight chance for showers, a high of 68. Tonight, slight chance for lakeside showers, mostly cloudy otherwise, a low of 57. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. For me and my family, finding the perfect home is a journey, but we don't walk it alone. With the We Sell Group, Rob and Nick aren't just real estate agents, they're part of our family's team. They bring us options, perspective, and peace of mind. While they navigate the market, I can stay focused on all that life has in store. Because at the We Sell Group, it's not just about the home, it's about the people and the path it takes to get there. The We Sell Group, more than agents, part of your journey. Get started with Rob and Nick at wesell.kw.com.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project during their fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
Escape to Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan, Wisconsin, where everything is better at the lake. Dive into endless outdoor activities, including boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on the serene Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind in the award-winning Calidora Spa. Enjoy gourmet meals at 1878 on the lake, casual bites at the Lookout Bar and Eatery, and sweet treats at the Isle of Capri Cafe. Explore Delavan Lake's stunning shores and historic landmarks from the comfort of their 76-foot cruise boat, the Lake Lawn Queen. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Cold plunges, better sleep, a gym buddy. How do you know what has the biggest impact for an active body and mind? With BetterHelp, you can talk with real, qualified therapists, not AI. With a 4.9-star rating, BetterHelp understands mental wellness shouldn't be tougher than a workout. Their therapists can figure out what's best for you. And yeah, it might involve a cold plunge. Visit BetterHelp.com, code TIMEOUT for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com, code TIMEOUT.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidde Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidde helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Excuse me. Hold on. Getting choked up over it. So, hold on. Give me a moment.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It's time for me to tell you about my favorite daily fantasy app with the absolute largest payouts on parlays. It's called Wanna Parlay. You've heard me talk about them before, but with the football season, it's time to play. I'm looking at Thursday's game. I like Jackson Smith and Jigba over 80.5 receiving yards. Ken Walker over 52.5 rushing yards. Trey Benson to score a touchdown, and Marvin Harrison Jr. to have under 45.5 receiving yards. Here's what you should do. Download the Wanna Parlay app, click around, and when you decide to upload money to play, get into the action. Use promo code JGC for a 100% deposit match for up to $250. Download the Wanna Parlay app, use promo code JGC, and let's play the world's richest parlay today. You must be 18 years or older to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today.
Now there's significant change coming to Major League Baseball next year. And I think this was expected after we saw it get tried out and tested during spring training this year. But the automated ball strike challenge system is going to be making its way to regular season games next year. The rules that have been agreed upon, each team getting 2 challenges, can keep them if they're successful. Challenges can only be initiated by a pitcher, catcher, or batter, and the request has to come right after the pitch. To signal a challenge, just tap your hat or helmet. And no help from the dugout. Other players on the field is allowed. So this is obviously, to me, something that you tell your players, hey, you're not allowed to challenge. You are allowed to challenge. I think it's kind of a red light, green light type of situation. And how much because again, you only get 2, and you want to make sure that they're using them in the right situation and not trying to burn them on, the opening pitch of the second inning.
So you view it like if you were like a middle school basketball coach and you've got some kids that can shoot a three and some kids that aren't allowed to shoot a three.
Yeah,
type
or
thing.
to keep it in baseball, guys who have a red light to steal bases or a green light to steal bases. I don't know why we have to go cross sport here, but you do you.
I don't know. Big fan. Love the rule of sort of like NFL challenges where if you win, you get to keep it.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Oh, and by the way, if you have 0 heading in extra innings, you get 1
per inning.
But
they don't add up like off days.
Correct. It's not like you can stack them. Like they just want to make sure you have 1 in that extra inning.
So it's. I'm just going to keep using different sport analogies. College basketball, use it or lose it type thing in extra innings.
But you don't lose it.
Well, you don't get to keep it though.
You don't get to stack it. Correct.
Sure.
But you always have 1 available to you every extra inning that you play.
Well, okay, got it. Now that I get it, I love it. This is overdue. After watching the awful performance by the home plate umpire on, is it today? Monday night, when that game went to 11 innings against the Padres. What do you have, 25 missed calls?
Depending upon where you looked, one place had 25. Ump scorecard had 17.
Of course, the scorecard had a few less. So. I saw several balls that were called strikes and vice versa, to the point where I think it affected the game on Monday.
Yeah, but it was so terrible both ways. I don't know how much
it was more
truly
terrible
affected
towards Milwaukee, but fair.
I don't know if that's true.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm probably just watching it with that eye.
Yeah, I think, there were a couple of generous strike calls and not so generous calls that went both ways, I think. Especially when there's 25 of them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you're getting split up. Who on the Brewers would you trust with this? Who on the Brewers do you think has the green light to use the ABS challenge next year?
William Contreras.
Okay.
Christian Yelich.
Yep.
If he's on the team, Rhys Hoskins.
Okay, I can't imagine Rhys is around next year.
Andrew Vaughn, maybe?
Vaughn's got a great eye. I would trust Andrew Vaughn with it.
But then again, I think it comes down to situationally because, Bryce Terang situationally, Sal Frelick situationally.
I think I trust their command of the strike zone. The crazy part is, honestly, at this point, the only one who I might not trust is Jackson.
Well, yeah, that's
because he's just so young
for a reason. Yeah.
But I think everybody else who's Caleb Durbin has got a pretty good understanding of the strike zone. These guys who grind out these at bats, that's the hallmark of the Brewers.
So
they all seemingly
don't
pitchers
use it for every pitch.
Yeah. When it comes to pitchers, I guess I just go, hey, trust whatever Williams says. Williams back there, he knows he's going to have a feeling for the strike zone. I don't know if a pitcher necessarily has to do it. Just let the catcher.
No, the catcher will do it.
Yeah, just leave that in the hands of William or whoever ends up being the backup catcher.
There's certainly going to have to be guidelines on situationally and when to use it, when not to use it. You don't want to burn on a meaningless ball 3 in the second inning and then have something pop up in the 7th inning with bases loaded. There is going to have to be some strategy discussed here because it is a complete different change, and a ball or strike can determine the outcome of a game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, because it changes the complexity of at bats. Yes. Again, if it's a 1-1 pitch, being 2-1, being up in the count as a hitter 2-1 versus being down 1-2 is vastly different and can change how aggressive you are being with trying to drive the ball somewhere versus trying to extend the at bat.
Yeah.
But I think I trust Christian Yelich in any situation. If he wants to burn it on ball 3 in the second inning, I trust that he's going to get it right, and I'm keeping that challenge. Because that's how good Christian Yelich's eye is.
They've got a few of those guys. Yeah. Obviously, Contreras is another one. Hoskins does have a great eye. It's just he's not going to be on the team.
He's not going to be around next year, no. He's not going to be on the playoff roster.
Correct. Yeah. Kind of odd. Complete side note. Not odd, but it just, I imagine when he went down, I don't think any of us were like, he's not going to have a spot when he comes back.
Well, because nobody knew that Andrew Vaughn was going to become Andrew Vaughn.
Become Barry Bonds, you mean, for a while there?
Yeah.
It's cooled off a little bit.
Yeah, pretty significantly.
There's still a bit.
Compared to what Barry is. He's still very, 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 very good player. Just not, he was, for 2 or 3 weeks there, he was literally Barry Bonds. Or, Aaron Judge, the way that Aaron Judge had been playing earlier this year. But it's hard to take him out of the lineup. It's hard to take and give, even his spot to, take Jake Bauers out and give it to Rhys Hoskins because Bauers has been playing really well as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a left-handed bat, and it gives you a different option if he's not starting to come off the bench.
Yeah.
And obviously he was one of the heroes last year, hitting a pinch hit home run in Game 3 before the rest of Game 3 happened.
Yeah, you could have just not said that and just left it.
But
So Reese is just the odd man out, unfortunately, at that position because Andrew Vaughn, he was injured and he wasn't good enough. But if he was hitting 280 with a bunch more home runs than he did,
Hoskins, you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then he would have a spot on this team.
Definitely.
And you'd have to choose between Vaughn and Bowers.
Beauty
but
of
that's
this
not
team, though, man.
The case.
You just never know who's going to step up, who's going to become the hero. I mean, when they signed Reese Hoskins prior to last season, we all thought, okay, you got your everyday first baseman. And he was for a long time there. And he gets injured. Andrew Vaughn becomes the man. Jake Bowers, serviceable always.
Oh, he's a great bat to have on your bench. Absolutely love Bowers off my bench. Again, you need a little bit of pop. Yeah, he is shown. He can run into a pitch. Right. He can absolutely run to that pitch and drive it out of here.
Brewers getting win 96 tonight, by the way.
This afternoon,
rather.
3:10.
3:10?
3:10.
Yeah.
3:10 first pitch over on WTMJ. Hey, guys, it's Gabe Knights. Let me tell you, if you're feeling like you're running on empty, that's where Mentality Health is here to help. Here are some signs of low testosterone that I kind of ignored for a little bit before I went to Mentality. Low energy and motivation, fatigue, you're just tired all the time, weight gain or muscle loss, especially belly fat. Maybe you're anxious, moody, or irritable. And what Mentality can do to help you is get a board-certified physician to provide a full physical consultation, blood panel analysis, and that is all during your first visit. Great thing is, if your testosterone levels are low then, and again, doctors can overlook this from time to time because Mentality focuses on the free testosterone levels, which can really help with a lot of the symptoms I was just telling you about. And once you start working with Mentality, your energy comes roaring back, belly fat burns off, your muscles strengthen, and you feel like yourself again, confident, driven, ready to tackle life. So don't let low testosterone hold you back. Be your best for yourself and your family. Visit mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio and book an appointment and see if you're dealing with low testosterone and if Mentality can help you. mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. These days, there's advice for everything. Cold plunges, gratitude journals, screen detoxes, you name it. But how do you know what works for you? It's a lot of trial and error, but something that has worked for me for the last 15 years is therapy. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform. They've served more than 5 million people globally, and they have a 4.9 rating out of 5 based on 1 million client reviews on the App Store. It's convenient, too. You can join with the click of a button from your home. You can fit it into your busy life, and you can switch therapists at any time if it's not working for you. It's the largest online therapy provider in the world. Unwind from work or whatever stresses life is bringing with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
This summer, your wishes take center stage at WishFest at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all summer for over $1 million in prizes and earn entries into the WishFest prize drawings on Friday, September 26th. Your entries from July, August, and September all count. Plus, 5 lucky winners will have their ultimate wish granted. Wish big, win big. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Imagine your home totally organized. At Closets by Design, we specialize in providing affordable, custom-built storage solutions with built-ins and beyond. From garages to new home offices. Our experienced designers work within your budget to design a solution fit perfectly to your needs. Get 40% off plus an additional 15% with 18-month financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to get started. Let's get organized together.
Hi, I'm Jim Frucci, Managing Partner and PGA Professional at Morningstar Golfers Club, and I'd like to personally invite you to play your next round of golf at Morningstar. Lush green fairways, velvet smooth greens, magnificent vistas from high above our championship golf course. Morningstar was created with the serious golfer in mind, and it continues to be the public course by which all other area public courses are measured. Book your tee time today and reserve a spot on our membership wait list. Come out and see what all of Southeast Wisconsin's been talking about. Hey, you played the rest. Now play the best.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Holding. Defense.
The ref totally blew that call.
Oh, I'm sure he'll make the right call next time.
It's too late. It cost us the game.
Well, it's just one game.
That loss eliminated us from the playoffs.
Oh, the playoffs are on so late. Now you'll be well rested.
Okay, I need you to stop talking now.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
His eyeball.
Wait.
Where do I get him?
I just assumed when I said wait, did you just think it was just a suggestion?
Yeah, pretty much. Typically.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It is a Wendorf Wednesday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy at Tony Wendorf and Associates. First Weber Group. They believe in the human side of real estate. Faith, family, friends. They move fast, negotiate with confidence, and communicate clearly so their clients win, no matter if it's buying or selling. Get started today at WendorfTeam.FirstWeber.com.
A lot of people on the Carblis Talk and text line have wanted to talk more about the financials of Wisconsin football. And some have pointed out, hey, they've got plenty of money. And I guess maybe I just used the wrong word. Yes, Wisconsin has money. They have not chosen to spend it on football. Right?
This is a thing that, dating back to when we did Scales on Brust, a lot of those people give that money to cancer research.
Yes.
The medical school.
With specific things in mind when they make those donations.
Yes. And it's hard to tell those people, well, why don't you give that to the football program instead?
Yeah.
Well, also, you'd like a return on your investment, and a 2-10 season isn't a great return.
Oh, wow, Strofe has already written them off.
What do you mean already writing them off? They've written themselves off.
What, 2-10?
They're 2-2?
Yeah.
With 8 games remaining? Tell me where the win is. Go ahead. Do it. Tell me where the win is.
Minnesota.
Good one, Gabe. That was funny. Try again. Ohio State?
It's got to be in there somewhere.
Maybe Washington. Maybe.
Stevie texting in, don't know if you guys talked about this yet. Have you seen any of the stuff about a Chinese billionaire Madison alum? Yeah, I don't know what he does with his money. I have no idea.
Big Cat of Barstool is trying to reach out to him, is my understanding. I would assume that's comedic. I don't know if that's real.
Well, I think the person is real.
Well, the person is real. Yes, I looked into him. Terrific background.
Yeah.
He graduated 21 years ago. Not that nothing changes.
Yeah,
your alma mater's your alma mater.
Your alma mater's your alma mater. You have billions of dollars. Maybe you want to, throw some money toward the football program.
I would just say he's probably not a big sports fan if he hasn't already.
It's probably fair. And again, the problem with, you talk about ROI.
Billionaires want ROI, Gabe.
Yep. They're not just going to keep throwing money at a program year after year after year so you can sign players and improve facilities and things like that.
Just give us $1 billion once. That's all we ask for.
Will the Atausch coming up next.
Earlier accident on westbound 94 at Mitchell Boulevard cleared up, so there's something there. We've got backup still out of the Marquette to that point.